Everyone, welcome to another episode of Independent Artists Unite Song Series. Look at this beautiful human here. Is he human? Kid Barrett is back
What's
to
up,
talk
man?
about his new single,
Thanks for
Robot
having me back.
Vampire. You look
What's up,
fucking
man?
beautiful, man.
Thank you, man. Likewise. It's nice to see you again.
Yeah, yeah. Gorgeous. So
Appreciate
I've been
that.
following on Instagram. There was a new haircut.
Yeah,
And
man.
now
With the
there's the
mullet.
new robot vampire look.
Yeah, man. Are you rocking
I'm
with the
saying
mullet?
I love it. Oh, I have a long history with mullets, man. I have to
Oh
send you
yeah,
some
I know. I've
pictures.
seen
Oh,
some
you've seen it?
sick.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and hair dyeing and stuff, dude.
Oh
Seriously.
yeah. Yeah, I just did I just kept this on
Woo.
Max
Oh yeah,
Blonde.
that looks fresh.
That was about
Super.
40 minutes, and it was, I think, another minute, and it just would have blown off
It
the
would have just
lip.
fallen on, crisped away. Oh yeah, I get that. I hear that. Yeah, dude. I've been
um,
trying to either go darker. I want to go maybe darker, like but we'll see. I can wait a little bit too. It's kind of dark anyway, so.
it looks good.
But yeah, man.
Looks good, man. Um, and I love this whole thing about robot vampire, man.
Thanks, man.
Like I said, I can't believe it's not like a B movie already.
And it's so funny
I
you say that because the whole thing, one of the main inspos when I was writing it, I was like, I kind of want something to feel like a theme. It feels like a theme song. Once I wrote the chorus, I was like, this sounds like a Go Go Power Rangers,
yeah,
like it's kind of
exactly.
very like theme songy. So, and I remember, I mean, I grew up with like gargoyles and stuff like that,
Yeah,
and I like stuff that's just very like anthemic, you know what I mean? Like just very powerful and just it sticks to you basically, you know.
yeah, totally,
So
totally.
I wanted something like that. How did you like the preview? I gave you a preview of it. How did
I
you
know.
like
Well,
it?
I meant to say that too. That this is like one of the coolest things about doing like slogging it out, doing a show like this,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
is I get these previews of songs, and it's just like so awesome because I'm first and foremost I'm a music fan, and I'm a fan
Yeah.
of yours. So it's like
Oh, dude, likewise,
getting the
man.
advanced file and being able to
Oh, that's so
sample
cool.
Robot Vampires was totally cool, man.
Appreciate that, man.
Let's see
And
the art
I
and everything. Yeah.
appreciate that, man. I really, I picked you for that for sure because I mean, I know you enjoy it. You really enjoy listening to it, and
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. It's not like I don't want to like give my song out preview to people. You know what I mean? And but I think that it's also fun to like sneak up on the rest of everyone else and just be like,
Yeah.
everyone, you got to hear it when it comes out type of thing. But for
Yeah.
someone like
Yeah.
you, I really appreciate that because we can talk about it and hash it out, and I don't know, I can just get into depth with what was the story behind the song and stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
I really appreciate
Well,
that. I like sending my songs to you for sure.
let's talk a bit about what inspired this one. This is like another like dance floor romp, like
Right.
Kid Barrett at
Exactly.
the disco, but it's got this B movie thing too. Oh, I'm sorry. That's
So for this
so,
one, I've been, as you probably know, I've been working on an album ever since I started working with James. All those
mm,
songs that I put out, James K Ultra, by the way.
yeah.
Uh, ever since I started working with him as my engineer, all those songs are kind of gearing up towards an album. And I would say this is kind of like we're at the halfway mark of the album. Like these are 4 songs that I've put out. I put out 5, but Haunted Mazes was just kind of like a Halloween special. But
Mm,
these 4 songs are what you said, like club rompers, like just club stompers, and like I was kind of in that vein still. I want something very. I started off, if you listen to the beginning of the song, I just wanted something very industrial
mm,
and like machiney, kind of like boom, da boom, 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 da boom, boom, boom. Like
mm,
where you just hear like pipes and things like, that industrial feel. I wanted
mm,
something 4 on the floor, just very stompy. And as the song goes on, that's kind of how it came to me. Like the melody, okay, cool, this is a fun melody, blah blah blah. But what I like to do is I like to build up and then strip down. So
mm.
I built everything up. I put all the synths in there and then I strip it down, and usually that becomes my verse. when I like strip something down, I'm like,
Mm,
oh, there's perfect room here for some vocal. So I kind of just went for it, and staying in the theme of like, obviously vampires, because kind of like Kid Barrett is kind of like this like weird loner vampire,
mm,
whatever. So I'm just like, let me kind of write, and I started thinking, I was just hanging out, and I was like, because I really like the lore of vampires, obviously.
mm,
And I'm like, well, if we're heading into this like AI future, and
mm,
like the cyberpunk worlds are, and like futuristic looking worlds are inevitable, basically, technology's gonna do what it has to do to get there. And like vampires never die, then aren't these guys still gonna kind of be around there? Kind of like the Blade, like Blade Runner, how there's
mhm,
like
mhm,
real people and machines, and then they're like, you know what I mean, all that stuff. But this is what I was thinking, like there's still vampires amongst the machinery, like
mm, mm,
amongst
mm.
the futuristic. So basically, these vampires have like learned how to adapt into this like future world, and basically they're just kind of like, this song would be their anthem telling you like, well, we're never gonna die,
Mhm.
like we move through time, we move through weather, we do whatever we have to do to survive, type of thing. And so basically this is their anthem, and I was like, let me just create that world, and this was just perfect. And what's funny, I didn't realize, I mean, obviously I wanted something very industrial and stuff. And if you notice how the verse moves, it's like a boom, 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 boom. And then later I was like showing it to my girlfriend, and my girlfriend's like, hey, doesn't like Du Hast have that? And it's like,
Oh,
Du Hast, Du Hast mesh. It's like that, like
yeah.
it's like a pyramid of hits. It's like one, one,
Yeah.
two, one, two, three,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't realize that I was doing that till way after. I was like, oh wow, that's so cool. So I have this like you are mine, surrender,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's kind of the vibe I was going for. Very industrial, very Ramstein, very yeah, man, just club stomper. But like I said, and it's the story of a vampire telling you like, um we're here to stay, basically.
Yeah. And is it like, could it be a whole themed album like that, or is it just a one
So basically what
song?
I wrapped it, I put it together as an EP right now with like
Yeah,
the four songs that I put out, and it
yeah.
works
But it goes
perfectly.
great
Like,
with those. Yeah, it goes
yeah,
great
it
with
goes
those.
great. And
Yeah.
like I said, I'm working my way up to an album. To be honest, I've written like, I'm always writing something,
Mm,
always working on something, or and I usually like follow it through. Like I'll finish a song in like a day or two. Like I'll give it a day, and then I'll come back to it, and if it's like good, it's good. If it's not, I'll save it, maybe for a
yeah.
rainy day, if I'm looking for something else to work on, whatever. But if it's good, I'm gonna follow it all the way through, maybe
Mm,
start writing lyrics for it, like just kind of chase it. I like
mhm.
doing that to a song. Like
Yeah, yeah,
if it
yeah.
kind of like find a little bit of it, I'm like, it's kind of almost like, think of like a snake. You're like in the grass, and like you see the tail, and I just like chase it. I keep chasing
Mhm,
until I get to the head of it, and
mhm.
that's when I can finally make my decisions. But I've written a bunch of other ones right before this one. That's why I like that whole analogy of like, you just got to keep fishing, got to keep showing up, got to keep
Mm,
showing up, because
yeah.
I have other ones, but when one of these comes up, I'm like, this is good. This needs to go straight to the front, straight to
Yeah.
James. And this was another one of
Okay,
those.
so
Yeah.
you don't send all these ideas to James. You
No,
like wait
so what
till
I
you feel one, then you send it. Yeah,
you
I
know what's
got one.
funny? Okay, so we are still like friends before anything. So
Yeah.
when I write something, I'm like, "Hey, dude, check this out," and he'll do the same thing to me, like, and we kind of just like, "Oh wow, that's great," or we vibe out, like, "Oh, we kind of start giving each other ideas. It's cool to
Yeah.
bounce off of someone
Yeah.
instead of just being in your own head, just like, I wrote a song, and then it's like,
Because
okay,
I do the same thing with him too.
oh yeah, I know, and he told me like we have
I'm
this,
thinking how many songs does this guy have to
and
listen
there's other
to?
people too. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure you probably
Yeah.
have one more person or two more people, and then I have another guy or
Yeah,
two
I
of
have
you
one more
that I
person.
sent
Yeah,
to.
I have one more
You know what
person.
I
Yeah,
mean? So it's
yeah,
like that, and we send it to other
yeah.
people.
Yeah,
So we bounce ideas off each other, but
yeah,
I kind of have this good sense of like picking them out. Where I'm like, this is good for live show. This is good
yeah.
for a single. This is good for like maybe an album filler. But right now, what's happening is that I've kind of put myself in this place where I'm like, being realistic and being like, it's better to put out singles as I go. You know,
Oh,
not
yeah.
really rush, obviously not rush and just put out whatever, but put out the ones that you think need the spotlight, you know. And
Mm,
I've been doing that pretty fairly. And you know,
mm,
right now this EP that, you know, that's the cover right behind me. Um, it's
beautiful.
gonna consist of the 4 songs that I think are on their way. I would say it's like a half album,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
and it's an EP though. But yeah, man, basically this whole album, I want it to be like I can hand it like what you said, like to someone at a club and be like, play any song from this album, you know?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
want
yeah,
people to
yeah.
dance or you want people to just vibe, like play any song on this. And I feel like I'm kind of started that already, kind of started handing it out to some DJs. You know, just to kind of be like, hey, you know,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
awesome. You're always at, you know, at parties and shit. Like here, I want you to have my album. And they're like what you said, they love music, you know, DJs love.
Mm,
So they're like, dude, thanks. Appreciate that, you know? So I think it's a good idea just to kind of stay you know, even if you're not there, you're there, you know, your
yeah,
music's
yeah.
flowing around in the scene or whatever. So
Well, I think
yeah.
with your like songs, it reminds me a bit of it doesn't sound like Bestial Mouse, but I like Bestial Mouse a lot, you know.
Oh, okay.
And they and you know, she just came out with a remix album
Mhm.
of her whole album. And
Oh wow.
I could totally see you doing that and getting twice as much mileage
Oh
off of the
wow.
songs because every song is like kind of ripe for a remix as well with Kid
Yeah.
Barrett.
Wow. That's a really actually a really cool idea. I didn't
Yeah.
think of that. Because I have thought of like, yeah, maybe remixing one of my own songs, but a whole compilation album would be really cool, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
making them all together. That would be
Yeah,
really
see,
cool.
I think they actually just you know, she had the album that they just put out, and then they did a remix of every song from the album, and just
That's so
you know, and
sick.
it's a different artist, different remix artist doing a different
Oh,
every
well, you
song.
saw
Yeah,
my
it
last
was
one.
cool.
I had James remix
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Purgatory.
That's right.
I
Yeah,
had
that's right. Yeah,
Misery
yeah, yeah.
remix Sex Club, and a lot of people like those too. So I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, like I'm all for that.
Oh, wow. So you're partially way there anyway.
Yeah, I already have 2 of them
Yeah.
done. You know, I would need 2 more people to be like, hey, let me remix your stuff. You know, I'm also really down for collabs this year. Like, I'm just feeling like, yeah, I'm open to collabs this year. I'm just feeling like that's such a good wave. I guess maybe because I haven't really done that as much, maybe, but I'm,
Mm,
you know, as an artist, you kind of get in your own head and you just create. I
yeah.
like just kind of crafting on my own quietly in the corner, you
Mm,
know. I actually, that's
yeah.
what I do. I just lock myself up sometimes in like in the restroom, like just because you know, it's so weird. Like I can use the restroom, I can use my bedroom, I can use the garage, but something about like just being locked up in the restroom, I get creative ideas flowing, you know, and I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
boom. And I just lock myself up. And it's so funny. My cats are always trying to go in to use the litter. And I'm like, chill, I'm writing something, you know? I don't know what it is. I guess it's just because it's like a quiet, isolated space, feels like a booth, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
I don't know.
I do that too in the bathroom. Yeah, I do that too.
Yeah, it's so
But
weird, but
I don't have very much privacy in my apartment because there's like 3 kids and you know,
oh, running around.
2 cats.
But you get so much work done, and that's intense. That's amazing, to be honest.
Yeah, but
You always
I
gotta respond.
for the first time I went through this thing that you're talking about where I just kept writing songs. I was going through a very rough time, which I'm still kind of in the midst of. But the only way I could survive was to keep writing, you know.
Mhm.
And I would send it to James, and then it was just like you said. And then suddenly I was like, ah, but this is a good one. I said to him.
Yeah.
And then he was like, yeah, that's awesome. But it's funny. Do you have this thing, even with James, where I don't know if it's a thing that all artists have, where at the last second I think, oh fuck, I really don't know if this sucks.
Oh
Totally,
no,
you
no. I
know.
mean, you know what's funny? Your stuff, you should never feel that way because it's each piece is such a unique piece of art. You know, it
Oh, well,
requires its
at
own
the end,
thing.
yeah, but at the idea stage, you know, I'm
So
like,
you
oh
you
shit,
feel it
oh,
during
no,
the
yeah.
idea stage, like when you're building it, or
You know what? It's like once James decides that this is a good one to work on,
uh-huh.
that disappears because I believe in it.
Oh,
I
okay.
believe in it.
That helps a
I believe
lot.
in our collaboration. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
totally. And I believe in any. I mean, I don't know how you are with him, but I say do anything.
Oh, dude, same
Yeah,
way.
just
I'm kind
like
of very,
just go nuts,
because I trust the fact that I don't know some of those things, and I'm
Yeah,
like, no,
yeah,
do
yeah,
we create the little spark, and he does it
mm,
too because he's an artist.
yeah, yeah,
So I trip out because he creates his art, uh, produces it, mixes it, masters it. It's just like, dude,
mm,
he's a whole in-house. But
yeah, yeah,
with us, I do like the fact that we have that ability to just be like, no, I did what I had to do. Like you do it, what make it justice.
yeah,
And I do trust him.
yeah,
Obviously, we both
yeah,
trust him.
yeah,
We both
yeah,
enjoy his music, so it does
yeah,
help to
totally,
kind of
totally,
give you
yeah,
give you a little bit of ease. I think when it comes to that, it's like,
yeah, yeah, man.
okay,
I
I'm
mean,
good. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
No, honestly, the only one so far that I felt that way with was Life's Dance. Something about that song,
mm,
same like what you said. I was kind of in a weird spot in my head and in my life, and I was like, you know what, James? Like, I have a feeling about this one, but just here, I think it's gonna be better. I've never thought that because like usually I produce it enough to where I'm like, this is
mm,
good. This
yeah,
is gonna
yeah, yeah,
sound
yeah,
good, even just a little boosted or a little clearer or whatever, a little more HD. But with that one, I was like, I'm not sure. I'm not super sure about this song, but mix it. I want to see how it sounds mixed, and
mm,
mastered
mm,
and stuff.
mm, yeah,
And
yeah,
then it's like, it's, it's funny. I just played at the Viper Room the other day, and
yeah. Is that
my
the
old
first time you
friend,
played there?
first time playing there.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
played the
Was that
Viper
cool?
like a
Was it
ton of
cool?
times
Yeah, yeah,
across the street, but I've always wanted to do the Viper, and I finally got to
yeah.
do it. And like one of my childhood friends came, just it's so funny. Like got to drag a lot of people out there that maybe I haven't talked to in like forever. But one of my childhood friends came over and like the mom was like, "That was my favorite song," and I'm like, it's so funny. I still remember, the whole submission thing when you're like submitting songs. One
Mm.
guy was like, I submitted Life's Dance, and one guy was like, "Oh, it's too much, man. It gave me anxiety." Yeah, because that song's like very action packed. It's like it's like super
Is this for a club or a playlist or a
Life's
record
Dance.
label?
So Life's Dance is my song
No, no,
before.
I know that. But when you talk about submitting it, is it to a
Oh, like
club or
submitting,
to
yes,
a
for
playlist?
playlist, for
A playlist.
Spotify
Okay.
playlists.
Yeah,
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 so I was submitting, and sometimes they give you feedback and stuff. And one of the
yeah,
guys was
yeah,
like, "Oh, dude, this is too much for me. It's too anxiety ridden. It's giving me anxiety
yeah.
basically." And I'm like, "Okay, that's cool. Maybe it's not for you." And then someone else will come by and be like, "That's my favorite one. That one." So I
Yeah.
think music's so fun because it's like it's so subjective, and it's
Mm.
like it's not one way. Everyone's gonna have a different opinion about it, and you know. But yeah, man, I'm glad I got to give you a preview of this. It's like super fun to do
I love
this.
it,
Honestly,
man.
it
I mean,
feels
it's
really cool to have somewhere to go. Like I read a song,
yeah,
I'm like, oh, I can go talk to Scott, and
yeah. I mean,
since
that's
he's
been
a
a
gray
cool.
matter guy,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah.
just like,
I love
you
him
guys help
too.
us
Yeah,
out.
I love what he
I love
does.
that
It's
you
so
guys help the
cool.
community out like so much. It's important, to be honest. It's really important.
Yeah, well, it's so much fun, I think like when I was your age, I was very focused, I was very focused on myself and I was very I didn't think about trying to help other people or give other, give help other people reach a bigger audience or anything like that. You know what I mean? I was just like selfishly on my own thing and I was miserable, So I really love this, and plus it's
The
so fun
community.
because I am a legitimate fan of yours, and so I could be like a little kid again. I
Oh
mean, this is
man.
like this kind of shit, like this artwork behind you, and like exactly how you're dressed and everything. I mean, it would be like the Kid Barrett poster on the wall, man.
Thanks, man.
I
Thank you,
guarantee.
buddy.
Like
I
back
you
in
know what's funny?
1980, back in 1984, right next to Billy
Coming
Idol
from
and David
you.
Bowie.
Yeah, bro. I got all my records right here too, and I like to play some with what you said, like the posters of the things that I like out.
Yeah,
I love that,
yeah.
man. Like, I feel like we're responsible to keep rock and roll alive, keep, that whole true spirit alive. I like, I don't know. I feel like that's the fun part for me too, the fashion of it, like
Yeah.
the creation of the art, the selection of it. And in a weird way, we all kind of just become our own little like warehouses of like what you said, like Andy Warhol, like we're our own little warehouse,
Yeah. Yeah,
And I love
exactly.
that. I
Yeah.
love that. I think that's the beauty of art, that everyone is free to do whatever they want to do, and whatever you decide to craft is yours. And where Kid Barrett finally came, I mean, I started in 20. I mean, I started learning how to produce in 2014, but coming, I worked on my album for 5 years about, and then 2019 I finally started performing as Kid Barrett, dropping my first EP, producing all that stuff.
Mm.
So I'm like, it's been a while, but what I made with Kid Barrett only keeps growing every day and starts becoming way more fine and fine tuned, to where now I'm like, Kid Barrett's just like a fucking club vampire that likes to rage and make you fucking dance, and just like embrace the chaos of life, basically,
Yeah.
with
I
music.
do. Do you have a master plan? Like this is happening now, and then this, and then this.
You know what's funny, man?
Are you
I
just kind of living in the moment and doing
I
what you're
kind of
doing?
live in the moment, and I kind of plan, but I it's more of what you just said, like creating that character is what's more important to me.
Mm.
So whatever it takes, and same thing, like I like performing live. That's something that I like to keep on because it keeps me sharp, it keeps me knowing like, oh, this song might work next. This song might work next. During COVID, I had a hard time. Like I was like, I don't know if this will work, because I
Mm.
used to like testing it live, so I was like, damn. So whatever, I put some stuff out and some hit, some didn't, whatever. But I feel like now I can actually test my stuff out. I don't have a master plan, dude. Like I like the idea of rolling with the punches. I mean, nowadays being an artist now, it's like you can't really have a plan because
Mm.
there's not much certainty in our industry, and the only certainty there is basically being able to create like we do freely,
Yeah.
being able to create.
I
That
mean,
is what
yeah,
is certain. And it's like
yeah.
we are the writers, we're the creators, and that's the only thing I really want to do. Like
Mm.
as long as I can keep doing that, and maybe, the cool thing, I'll tell you this, I do want to produce for more people, and that's something that I've been working on. I don't know if on the behind the
Yeah,
scenes.
I saw that. What is that?
So I've
There's
worked
there's
with
one
two
that come out
artists.
right now.
One of them was
Uh,
Manic Panic, and then the one that came out yesterday
Yesterday,
was
yeah.
Peach Avenue.
Peach Avenue.
Really
That's right.
cool,
Yeah, that
really
sounds
cool dude,
cool.
man.
Yeah.
This guy I met at in 2013, 2014 when I was in music production school in Hollywood.
Oh
So we
wow.
just met. He was in my class, and we were just like hanging out, shooting the shit, and then later we just remained friends. And I remember the thing that got us talking to each other was that we both really liked Jim Morrison and the Doors.
Oh
He
yeah.
was just like, oh, I love Jim. And I'm like, me too. Let's be friends. So we just kind of like vibed on like
Yeah.
poetry and Jim Morrison and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, cool. And we remained friends. He also kept trying to put music out, but I think now I'm like hopefully gonna be his producer, like we have a little
Oh
partnership
yeah.
happening because we're already working on another one.
Oh really?
That's
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. If he's smart, it
So
will, because it sounds great. Yeah.
oh, dude, it sounded great. He did great. He has this like cool monotone vibe, so I'm like, let's use that and make some like cool like, post-punky stuff. But then he's also very versatile, so the next song is gonna be very like summer vibes. So
Oh
he just
yeah.
told me like, give me some Charlie XCX summer vibes, and I was like, I got you. So that's where I'm at. I really enjoy all types of music. I have like a huge record collection, and I like to embrace it all and just see where the idea what was the intent behind the idea. And
Mm.
I feel like that's kind of where I like to produce, because someone would tell me like, create me this aura or this era, or whatever, and I'm like, okay, cool, let's do it. And so yeah, hopefully that's something that really takes off more this year, because I have a couple clients already, and
I'm sure
they're
it will. I'm sure it
they're
will. Yeah.
returning clients now, so I'm
Yeah.
assuming I'm doing something good.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
You know what? I'm curious because I feel like you kind of have your finger on the pulse in LA there. Are bands even trying to get record deals anymore? Or are they really just like producing their own stuff, playing gigs and doing it that
you
way?
know I think, to be completely honest, I mean, I would say maybe I'm not the best person to know either about all that, because it's so, like I said, subjective. Like some
Yeah.
person might be doing good independently and not need a record deal. They just need their manager or whatever, and this and that. But there's some people who are still they're still getting pulled in, to probably meetings. And I
Yeah.
think I don't know, man. I feel like the scene that we enjoy is very underground still. So
Mm,
we're still playing in like these clubs and bars and venues
mhm.
that are maybe not so super popular, but like for example, me playing at the Viper, like I still had to sell my own tickets. So it's not just like the people who were there that night, because sometimes that's how the strip used to be. You
Mm.
just show up, people are there because they're there.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just such a whole different ball game. I think people are still trying to get deals, but I also think people are doing it really well independently as well.
Mm. Yeah, yeah.
And it's so easy to be like, the people with deals still need those people who are independent, because it's just where the people are at. It doesn't matter whether you have a deal or not. It's like, are you popping or not? Do the people want to
Mm.
hear you or not? So
Yeah.
that's kind of, it's turned into this whole thing where like you can't get a deal unless you have social media followers, you know. So people are now buying followers just so it looks like, it's hefty or it's popping off, but
Oh,
then
yeah.
it doesn't show up in the ticket sales or the merch sales and stuff like that. So I
Mm.
think the long run is just the best. I enjoy kind of being like an underground artist. I kind of enjoy that a little bit. I'm enjoying it as much as I can, because there's the people who really want to find this music are looking for it, and
Mm.
they're there. And honestly, I've met in the last shows that I've played, I've met some really cool people that are just like diehards, and they're gonna be at every show, and they're gonna follow you to the next one.
Awesome. Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, hopefully we build this little like Grateful Dead thing where like we're all just follow each other, follow each other around and whatever. Honestly, I'm still trying to like figure out a little tour. I would love to just like go up and down a coast, or just go across and come back, or drive up to New York and back or something. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
something
yeah,
crazy. I
yeah.
love driving, and I love, I just love being an open road and open country, like so I think I'm built for this right now. And honestly, I think I got a good like couple I would say like 10 years before I'm like I can't be
Well,
jumping up and down anymore. Like
yeah, I mean, well, too, if your life situation is such that you can take off for a while, I mean,
yeah,
your
no,
general setup, then you should do it now,
no,
man,
yeah, I'm trying my
because yeah,
best to get a good car, get a good plan, and just like set something up, because I do have
as
people
soon
that
as
are
you
like,
got, as soon as you got Kid Barrett Jr., then things.
oh shit, oh no, oh dude, believe me, it's funny because like I am like not, no, that won't happen anytime soon. I'm like not. I have my baby, I have my cat, like my Kid Barrett's my baby. Yeah, it's tough, man. I mean, honestly, that's another big thing. That's like it's for. I mean, me personally,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have kids and they're still artists and stuff, and they make it work. They fucking make it work. But yeah, it makes it definitely makes it a little harder if you have like mouths to feed and stuff. So, but yeah, no hate, no shade to anyone else that's doing it.
So are you gonna do a big video for Robot
I'm
Vampires?
thinking a video. I'm working on a reel right now. Hopefully that'll come out in like a day or two. But yeah, I'm just like mostly I just want this song to be out, make sure
Yeah.
it's like out there for people to listen to. Gonna have the lyrics up and stuff. I was working on that. But the music video, yeah, I would love a music video for this. This would be fun. Fun to shoot because basically I want to be able to capture what I told you. It's like, the story of the like futuristic vampire that's never gonna
Mm-hmm.
go anywhere and it's gonna live for thousands of years to come.
Well, I mean, you are a great, I don't know if people know that you are a great a filmmaker in your own right. You've done videos. I
Yeah,
mean,
I shoot
you
music.
always do your own videos, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
my girlfriend and I are kind of like an in-house
okay.
thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Most pictures you see of her are shot by me, and most pictures you see of me are shot by her. So we kind of
Okay,
just like
yeah.
we
And
used to have a company where we did that. We've shot music videos for people and stuff. And
yeah,
we're, it's always there, but it's just something that we kind of had to put in the back burner for a while. But we still have all of our cool cameras, and so that we basically turned it into like our own content. Like we make content
yeah,
for ourselves. And so, but yeah, I'm also, like I said, like just as much as I like producing music for other people, I like getting their vision of their song and creating something visual for them.
yeah.
Oh, but like it's so weird because it's like harder to make visuals for myself than it is for other
Mm,
people. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Like I
Yeah. Yeah.
like my stuff, but I'm very like picky. But then I like it, and at the end I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'm happy with it. So it just doesn't make sense to be picky, you know. Just kind of have to go with your gut,
Yeah.
trust the vision, and then yeah, then work on, if you don't like it, work on something for the next one. But yeah, all my stuff is just done by us, and it's fun, man. I just find fun in every sort of like trying to grab an idea, grab expression in some way, you know.
So
Photography.
you could shoot the robot vampire movie yourselves.
Yes, actually. It would take a little longer than a music video, but maybe you're right. Maybe that's what it should be. Maybe it should be like the music video is like a trailer for, you know what I mean? It's like an actual, it's like a
Oh, that'd
trailer
be
for
cool.
this crazy movie
Yeah.
that's never gonna come, but the trailer is crazy as hell. That would actually be really cool. Yeah, but I
It's
picture it, you know.
I'm very like I'm not crazy about AI,
Oh, okay.
but I feel like what is that new program that just came out? You can it turns text into a movie.
Oh,
I
the
mean, it's
Chat
crazy.
GPT. Chat
No.
GPT.
There's a new one. There's a new one. Oh shit, I can't remember what it is. Yeah. It,
Is
it,
it
it,
Bing?
it no. Oh damn, I can't remember what it was. But
It turns
uh
text into what?
I can find into a movie.
Oh, okay.
That
I'm pretty
I mean,
sure.
it's literally. I mean, you could make robot vampire like by just
Yeah, the
like
script.
typing out the story.
Get the script for it. Oh yeah, I did hear about that, and I think that
Yeah,
was the whole the
I saw.
like thing.
Yeah, I saw it because Tyler Perry. I don't know if you know Tyler Perry.
Mhm.
And makes these. He's got his whole like own studio basically,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and he is like he was going to do a whole new venture thing, and he pulled back because of this latest AI thing.
He's
Because
Medea, right? He's the
yeah,
Medea guy.
exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's like
So
Medea
I
Chat
was like paying
GPT.
attention. I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like I
interesting.
mean, it's so amazing what we can done. I have to say that I will, if that's not absurdly expensive, I will get that and fuck around with that.
Oh, for sure. Why not? Who knows? You
I'm
know, who knows what you can get? I think here's the thing, man. Like we already use technology, you know, and
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
I'm not super scared of, but I do know that everything comes with problems, you know, like
yeah.
everything's gonna come with its malfunctions and its problems. And obviously there's some funny stuff happening with chat, like where Chat GPT is like being scary and answering like these like, scary answers back. So I'm
Yeah.
like, that's always funny, and like Alexa talking shit back or whatever.
Yeah,
But yeah, man, honestly, I think it's more about like half and half. Like you have to still keep us here and the technology and like kind of bond it. And I think that's gonna help
yeah.
to just make us stronger as humans, but also yeah, our technology will grow alongside of, you know, alongside of it, instead of just like be emasculated by technology, you know.
Yeah. Dude, I forgot to tell you, I'm keeping these shows to a half hour because I took away my
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Yeah, we're good, dude.
my upgrade subscription from Zoom. I took away because I thought, who's watching these hour and a half shows between me and Kids Barrett? And pain in the ass. Maybe some people are. I don't know.
Hey,
But I
some people
thought
do.
I try to keep it to a half an hour now. So now Zoom
Yeah,
cuts
brother.
me off. So
Of
it's about to
course.
cut me off. So I will say, I love you. I love what
I
you
love you
do,
too,
man.
man.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you for
Oh,
doing what you do, because when my little self, kid self, and my grown up self loves this shit. And I'm so happy that someone's out there doing it. Bless you, Kid Barrett.
bless you too, Scott. Love you,
Talk
man.
to you soon. Love you.
Talk to you soon, buddy. Appreciate you.